Of course, as you all may have heard, Paragon Gaming comes from a family business, and it's the background is Luxor, Circus, Sahara, all of that sort of thing. But Paragon Gaming that is not what Paragon Gaming does. Paragon Gaming seeks a different market. They have a different business model, and they do different work. So you may imagine with this Las Vegas royalty that we're going to be seeing something like this, something palatial. But the reality is that they have a different kind of model. The growth in casinos in the United States has been on a completely different profile. It has been on Native Indian reservations. So the first project that Paragon Gaming developed in their years was the Augustine Casino. This is a picture of their first project. I think this opened in 2002. So that's it. Bing, what do you think? They found a woman in Los Angeles who was the sole survivor of a Native Indian tribe, because there's a certain kind of skill involved in really developing an American Native Indian casino. And they set her up in her own casino, which they built and managed for her. And there you go. That is one of their 4 properties. The second property that they developed, now that was in, this is the Eagle River Casino and Travel Plaza in Whitecourt, Alberta, population 9,100. There are 50 RV parking stalls, and you can get a free shower with a gas villa. Then they built the River Cree. They're moving up. All of these are native Aboriginal reserve casinos. I'm not saying that as a criticism. What I'm saying is this is not the Las Vegas palatial luxury. This is not the business model that they pursue. Every business has its own DNA, and it does what it does. This is the casino resort where the man was murdered in the parking lot 2 years ago. I just want to show you, this is a review that I found on TripAdvisor. This was somebody who went to that hotel, and although he said the rooms were fantastic, and the gym facilities are really, really good. They're the best that he'd ever seen anywhere, but he left. And this was one of the reasons, and there was another reason. So you can get a sense. That was before the murder. I think he could sense something was coming. So these are the 3 other properties in addition to Edgewater Casino that Paragon Gaming has. How did this company get this contract? And how did it get this contract without any competitive bidding? In Missouri, they also had an application, I think in November of 2010. They applied for a casino. Missouri is a little bit less sophisticated than Vancouver. In Missouri, there has to be a full public hearing. In Missouri, there's competitive biddings. There are 3 shortlisted companies. In Missouri, they got senior members of the community to come out to engage the public, to draw the public out so that they could get real public engagement. And in Missouri, which is, not quite at our level, they had a referendum. And in Missouri, the referendum passed. 61% of the winning community passed it by 61%, which was a big indicator for the Gaming Commission that there was strong public support in that community for that casino to go in. And so that was a successful applicant. And in Missouri, Paragon Gaming lost the vote 5-0. But in Vancouver, with no competition, with nobody else in sight, we just signed a 70-year lease. And where have we been? When were we asked? I don't know about you, but I'm not very happy about Vancouver's urban planning being done in Victoria. And there's one other detail about Paragon Game. How did they get here? In 2003, somehow, they met the chair of the BC Lottery Corporation at that time, Richard Turner. Somehow, because they're a privately held corporation, you can't go and buy their shares. You can't call up your broker and say, I want to buy shares in Paragon Gaming. You have to be invited. And somehow, Richard Turner, chair of the BC Lottery Corporation, was invited to buy shares in Paragon Gaming, which he did not disclose to the BC Lottery Corporation.
Shame.
For a year and a half, he didn't say anything about the fact that he was a shareholder in this company. Now he says, I have no idea that they wanted to expand into BC. Because being an experienced business person, it was totally unpredictable that a company would want to expand. And that he, as chair of a regulatory body, would have anything to do with that. So he did leave BC Lottery Corporation at the end of 2005, and he waited like a widow, he waited a respectful period of time, 6 months, until Edgewater Casino, until Paragon Gaming purchased Edgewater Casino. I don't imagine that as chair of the BC Lottery Corporation, he would have been in possession of any inside information that would have assisted Paragon Gaming in its purchase of the Edgewater Casino. And they purchased Edgewater Casino, and Richard Turner became a director of Paragon Gaming. Things went quiet for a couple of years. Along comes March 2009. And March 9th, 2009 is an interesting day because it was actually the very bottom of the stock market. The markets were totally frozen. There was no money anywhere for any project. You all remember the disaster. But that was the day that PAVCO decided to put out its request for expressions of interest in the BC Place Stadium property. And they gave you 2.5 weeks to come up with your proposal. And there were, of course, only 2 applicants, a local Vancouver company and our trailer park, casino people. I always thought, this is, who's minding the story? Is this the management team? I don't know. No, it's not. I'm kidding. It's something much more professional. This is the management team. This is Scott Manning, who's the president. March 2009, that application goes in. April 2009, things go to the request for proposal. While Paragon Gaming's application is before PAVCO, the Liberal Party goes to an election, and Richard Turner writes a check for $50,000 to the BC Liberal Party. While that application is in front of PAVCO.